So,
I'm
Martin,
feeling it, Mike. I'm so
I know.
sorry.
No, I love it.
I am feeling it.
I love it.
Woo! All right, Mike, go.
All right. Hi, I'm Martin.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to CTFF Talks. Martin, I think we're going to be challenged to eat a wing or two, and maybe they get progressively more spicy as we go along.
Yes, so we're going to try to do this pretty fast and to the point.
If I start to cry, will you wipe a tear off my eye?
I will. Okay. And if I start making some faces, it's not what you're saying, it's just what I'm feeling.
It's the wings, right? It's the wings.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay.
Martin, did you always see yourself working in education?
Great question. I still feel it right here in the back of my throat, but great question. No, at all. My dad was always a businessman, and then I started thinking about computers, so I thought it was going to be something with computers. And I just got lucky enough to one of my first jobs outside working for my parents was working with teaching fellows. And I just thought it was just another job. And once I started going to the first school, it was Full Elementary in Chowchilla. Whoop, whoop, Chula. It was something that I truly realized, this is me. This is my passion. It truly caught me. The kids were having fun. They were second graders. They asked me a bunch of personal questions that was like, we're not going there. But at the same time, it was such a moment that I realized this is it. And that was, I think, in the first week, I realized I want to be with something to do with education. I wanted to be part of this making of these kids being in our futures. I truly felt that that was one of my best moments that I knew in the minute. That's what I want to do.
You know what's cool is that while your story is unique, we hear that all the time, right? Someone will come in, they'll be like, I want to be an engineering major. That's what I'm going to school for. And I'm really here just to kind of work with kids. I can teach STEM and stuff. It's kind of cool. And then they come back 6 months later and they're like, dude, guess what? Totally changed my major. I'm going to be a teacher. I was working with kids and something clicked and I know that's my calling now. And it seems like it happened for you too.
I agree.
Well, I'm sure glad you're here.
Well, thank you, Mike. Another bite?
Let's do another bite.
Another bite.
All right.
Here we go. Licking my finger on this one.
Not too bad.
Not at all.
That was the mild, huh?
I think that was level 1. Yeah, just think about level 4 or 5. It was 10. I'm gonna get in trouble with my mom for speaking while I'm eating. I can tell you that right now. So I apologize, Mom. All right, Mike, question for you. Is there something someone once told you, whether it's a mentor or a colleague, that motivates you today?
So thanks, everyone can picture me now with hair. I'm driving out to the school side and we walk up to the school. And it was in Southeast Fresno. And I watched this man sit down with our tutor and with the school district employee and just kind of say, hey, I want to remind you all why we're here. We're here to serve the kids. Whatever issues you've got, let's leave those at the door. Let's really work together to make sure that we're here for the right reasons, that we're serving the kids and we're doing the right things. And I'm watching in awe as he's navigating this conversation and really bringing these two individuals together, reminding them of why they're there. And in that moment, I'm like, man, that's educational leadership. And that's really, really beautiful. And that was the first moment that I really witnessed leadership in action.
Let's go level 2. Some of that. Okay, we're gonna do that, Mike. Here we go. Okay.
So, Martin, folks are gonna know how much we really care about each other because we're sharing the same ranch, friend.
Okay.
I'm okay too.
Yeah. Well,
Even if you took a bite out of it and then dipped again, I'd be okay with that.
You'll be okay with that?
If you want to be a double dipper, I'm fine with it.
Here we go.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. I think we're gonna have some people saying, "Oh, it's not fair. They're eating with a branch."
I know.
So
these guys get invited to a podcast. They get to eat while they're doing it, right? So we're definitely lucky today.
Wow.
Very lucky today.
yeah.
What's a core belief or value that drives CTFF's mission, and why is it so important right now in this moment?
I'm gonna go with passion. Why I say that? I think that as tutors, I truly believe that each of our tutors at the school sites have a tremendous passion to do their best and to give their best to the students. And I truly feel that the way that I was raised through teaching fellows, and I say raised because other than working for my parents, my only other job was teaching fellows in a way. I truly seen the years and years of what we dedicated and provided and how teaching fellows transform, but always the core was to see how we can create future teachers to try to give more to our students. So for me, that passion is something really important. Able to provide that, able to see it, able to believe it is something that I'm truly honored to be a teaching fellow.
So this is level 2?
Level 2. And
What happens at level 3?
Starting to feel a little tingling sensation in the back of my head, so I don't know what that is.
For me, it's like the little hairs inside my nose.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
And then while you're answering, I'm going to take a bite of this wing. This is level 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to go with the level 3 or 4, but let's go with it.
So one of the beautiful things about the Teaching Fellows model is that so many of our Teaching Fellows come from the same communities that they now serve. How do you think this kind of shapes the work that we do here, my friend?
I'm not going to try it first. I'm going to just try to speak a little bit because just in case, just by seeing you, Mike, right now, I know that I'm going to be feeling it. Yeah? Oh, wow. Well, let's go with it. I think there's a level that, as anybody, even myself, when I went to a classroom and I saw somebody that looked like me or understood where I was coming from, it was easier to have that level of trust that I could, feel more comfortable asking the questions. And I think that is why a lot of the times, our teaching fellows are telling us, this student told me this. And that student already was there for 8 hours during the regular day. But they didn't feel that comfortable, to say those answers or any of those comments until they felt comfortable with somebody. And that usually is our tutors due to the fact of that community. They understand the community. They see themselves like an older cousin, an older brother, So I feel that it's not impossible, but it's easier for the student to feel that trust, build that trust with our staff members. That is important. But also, I'm not gonna lie, as tutors, we also need to know that when kids are telling us something, we need to also turn around and tell our supervisors and let them know, this is what just happened. I don't wanna just keep it for myself, I wanna tell my supervisor. But I truly feel that just having that kid, and that happened to me multiple times, but for me, it was more when I started speaking Spanish to them. Because they didn't realize I spoke Spanish until the moment I started saying something in Spanish and they go, oh, hablas español. And with that, they started having that comfortable feeling. Language says, well, now they know how I feel. And then we just went with it. I feel that trust is really important.
That trust is really important. I think you highlight, I think so beautifully too, that folks that they go to elementary, middle, and high school in their community, and then they come back and serve their community. They kind of have that instant access and that instant credibility, where others might have to work a lot harder to gain that credibility and that trust with the students. So I love that example you provide.
Thank you, Mike. I can feel it. You're right. I'm not sure I will take 2 of this. I'll stay with 1. But you want to finish it?
Yeah, and let's jump on to the next question.
All right. What message would you like to give to teaching fellows who aspire to pursue careers in education or other leadership fields?
So,
I'm
Martin,
feeling it, Mike. I'm so
I know.
sorry.
No, I love it.
I am feeling it.
I love it.
Woo! All right, Mike, go.
All right. Here's what I think about. So I've heard that expression a million times, and I try to make sense of it. Like, do what you love, and the money will follow. Or they'll say, do what you love, and you'll never work another day in your life. I don't know if I agree with that, but what I do agree with is find some way to serve folks, right? Find ways to serve people, and then I think if that's the case, if you do that well, then you never really will have to worry about money again. And so I think a lot about the career path of our teaching fellows if they want to become teachers or whatever career they want to go down. I think the message really is learn how to serve folks. And I'll give you an example, and it's very apropos that we're eating right now, right? So think about your favorite restaurant. You might go to your favorite restaurant and it might be the best food in the world, but if you're served by somebody that does a really terrible job, it ruins the whole experience, right? So someone that serves can make or break that whole meal for you. And somebody that serves you really, really well, doesn't matter if you're at Taco Bell or the finest restaurant in town, right? That experience is really elevated. And so I think so often people get caught up in this, I gotta make money for me, I gotta take care of my family, I gotta take care of me. And people can smell that and they're really turned off by it. I think if people can really think about instead, how do I serve the community? How do I serve this school? How do I serve these students in my classroom? How do I do that the best that I could? If you can figure that out, I think the rest of it really just takes care of it.
All right.
Level 4, let's go. All right. So before you do that, mine's kind of in the shape of an ice cream cone. I bet it's gonna taste delicious.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's just a nugget.
Just a nugget.
A nugget?
What part of the chicken is that exactly, my friend?
Yeah, a nugget. Is this something coming later on? Because right now I'm not feeling it, Mike.
It's a creeper.
Is it?
This one's called the creeper, yeah.
Uh-oh.
As soon as you start talking, then it's all over.
Oh, wow. How does CTFF ensure that the next generation of educators feel empowered, not just prepared?
So, empowered and prepared. Martin,
Sorry.
yeah. No, let's chat about this, shall we?
I don't know if I can. I have it right here still.
For me, it's the lips. My lips are just burning.
Is it?
Like you wanted to lick my lips. So I apologize to our viewers if I've licked my lips constantly. With that being said, so, we do these academies these days, and we've done them differently this semester. It's become pretty scripted, pretty intentional about equipping our teaching fellows, right? We want them to become teachers. We want to give them the skills, the training, everything they need. We want to be intentional about it, about helping them become elevate them, become an educator. And I don't know if you had a chance to attend this kind of the unit that we put together on special ed. I think it's kind of cool, right? Working with students with special needs. So in that class, we give folks this box with a bunch of different things, and it allows them to experience what it's like to be a student with special needs. So let me give you an example. So one of the activities they do is they get these glasses, and they take sandpaper to these clear glasses to kind of obstruct the view, and then they ask our teaching fellows put them on, and they're asked to walk around the classroom, and they get a chance to really kind of simulate what it's like to be someone that's maybe not blind, but that can't maybe quite see as well as the rest. So they get to experience sort of blindness, not just read about it in a textbook, but actually walk it and live it for a moment so they can relate more with our teaching fellows. There's another.
I have that little blindness
yes,
right now with the
yes,
heat mic.
right,
Just want to
right.
let you
Gotcha,
know.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about the disability that I'm experiencing right now. Another thing that we do is we put a reverse mirror, and they've got to write a word, and it helps them understand what it's like to actually live with dyslexia, right? So they get to see what it's like to actually feel what a learning disability looks like. And I think that now it's getting me. Over the years, I think that we've done a good job giving knowledge, right? And you can read about things, but to get to really experience it is really what I think empowers folks. I think that's really a step up beyond just preparation, but actually moving towards empower. The other thing that I'll say, that I'm really proud of this, is I think we've used teaching fellows, and I think we've used the expanded learning field as a platform to say that this is not, the work you do, it matters. This is not babysitting. This is not, here's a ball, go play. This is not minimum wage work. I mean, the work that our teaching fellows are doing, it matters. They're changing lives, they're changing communities, they're changing their family tree as they go through there. And that's going from preparation to empowerment, right? And so if any of our teaching fellows are watching, we love you, we care about you, and we're gonna do everything that we can to support you. You can support us right now if you've got a glass of milk, perhaps. You can send it our way, but that's really some of the ways that I think that we're helping empower our teaching fellows beyond just the basic preparation, right? Just beyond just dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
I'm done with wings, Mike. What about you?
Martin, it was a pleasure doing this podcast with you. As the young people say, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And thank you all so much for watching today.
Thank you. We appreciate you.